This is Ish. In the biggest social experiment in Minecraft history, he gambled his entire life savings, 25,000, on one Minecraft civilization video. A video he himself wasn't even sure would do well. The results?
That was big as fuck.
The greatest YouTube video ever.
For a YouTube video, maybe one of the best of all time.
But what if I told you he took 13 years to get here? See, when Alex, also known as Ish, stumbled upon YouTube, like most gamers, he immediately gravitated to the gaming YouTubers. But none of those videos were as important as this. His first Minecraft video. At the age of 10, Ish came across the videos of Sunday, Jacksepticeye, and... But unlike most of us, Ish wasn't just there for the gameplay. He was more interested in the roleplay, the cops and robbers, the skits. He was absolutely fascinated by YouTubers using the games they play as a medium for storytelling. And he himself wanted to be one. So much so that he even took part in a national essay writing contest, all to win a laptop. Using that laptop to plan, record, and edit his first video on Club Freaking Penguin. But no offense to past Ish, but these videos on Club Penguin were not good. The Windows Movie Maker intro, the weird story, the deep-throated vacuum cleaner. Club Penguin is in great danger. And I think he himself even realized that, eventually moving to Minecraft just so he could tell his stories better. Making videos on Hypixel and Mineplex for the next 5 years. But all these videos, no one has ever seen them. They were all unlisted or even outright deleted. Or maybe they've never even existed and I just went insane while writing this script. But it is the one piece of Ish's story that I couldn't find anything about. There are no screenshots or archives of these videos anywhere, and so not a single person will ever know what he really felt during that time, or what finally pushed him to spending $25,000 on a single video. Or at least, no one can. Until today. Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, hello. Hey, how are you?
Problem is, I'm still awkward as YouTube and I have no social skills. Well, will you ever make a Spanish channel and name it Spanish? No, come back! Wait a minute, you're not Ish. You're Infinity Nikki, this video's sponsor. Infinity Nikki is a game focused on creativity, discovery, and self-expression. With the new version 2.0, marking a new chapter that deepens the open world experience and refreshes the brand's dress-up essence. With a huge story-driven expansion, you get to explore Elderwood Forest, a wild towering jungle, and Spira, a playful shroomling village with snail shell houses, with new ability outfit sets exclusive to these regions, including the ones for grappling and gigantification. There are 2 commercial 5-star outfits, including Born Flawless, a Roman-style set with the archery ability, and Behind the Prayers, an Arab-inspired outfit that comes with the grappling ability. 1 free 5-star set of clothes, 1 free 5-star outfit, and 3 free 4-star outfits in the heart of Infinity. Along with that are some combat updates as well. A new archery weapon for Nikki, with unique energy charge and shield breaking mechanics for skill-based battles. But my favorite is the new open world building system. It's just in time to build a gingerbread house for December and celebrate the holidays with your friends by inviting them over for a party. Overall, version 2.0 is packed with tons of innovative and fun stuff, and you get to be a pretty girl throughout all of it. What's not to like? So use my link to download the game now and come experience this amazing new update together with me. Thank you to Infinity Nikki for sponsoring this video. Now get out. I need to continue talking to American Northern Lion. You see, some of you might wonder, why did he spend $25,000 on a video? Isn't he scared of failure? You see, he spent that money because he failed. 3 times to be exact. Which honestly makes what happens later a lot more insane. Before he made Civ videos for half a decade, Ish first grinded with videos on Mineplex. How did you go from something like Club Penguin to making videos about Mineplex?
There was a bunch of opportunities to make videos on Mineplex, all the different mini games, the YouTubers I got to talk with. Also, at some point, I became a staff member on Mineplex, and I made a video about that.
But unfortunately, his Mineplex videos never took off. It was a 5-year grind that unfortunately went nowhere. So Ish went to college, writing off Mineplex as his first failure, and started studying for the LSAT to become a lawyer. What a nerd. But as he was studying, Ish received a ping on the Beast Gaming Discord. Fully logged in, Ish came into the parkour challenge with one goal in mind.
Hello, thank you. I would like a Prius, please. Thank you.
To win a freaking car.
Immediately after I got the invite from one of Mr. Beast's producers telling me that, hey, you want to come build a Prius in the build challenge because you're the Prius guy?
He may have failed to be a YouTuber even after all his efforts. But maybe, if he tried harder this time, he could win the next best thing.
This person's building your car.
It started as a joke, but I'm really trying to get this Prius now.
Yeah, Ish, take a second and fly up with me, though. For you to get your Prius, you have to outbuild everyone.
Leaning into his Prius meme so hard, he even trapped himself in one.
I'm stuck. I'm freaking stuck inside here. Oh, wait, there's civilization.
Say that again? But unfortunately, Ish's Prius meme never found its success. On top of that, he kept losing, causing him to get invited less and less. Ish had already failed twice, despite all his hard work. But things were about to get even worse. On October 16, 2020, Ish would have what would later be known as his worst day ever. On that day, he would stumble upon a Facebook post. It was a giveaway for a piano worth $2,000. And the only thing he had to do was pay the moving company for the shipment. His skills in music blinded him, as he paid the shipping fees for a piano that never came.
Me and my parents had spent so long measuring the living room dimensions, we were basically planning a frickin' refurnishing to accommodate for this new addition to the living room. Ugh, I'm so disappointed it never happened.
He lost $700 that night. And being a broke college student at the time, not making any money, it felt devastating. But his day was about to get even worse. On top of getting scammed, Ish was kicked out from his college. It's a really long story, and he made a video talking about it in great detail, losing him an extra tens of thousands of dollars in college fees. With 3 failures back to back, this was the lowest he ever felt in life. But believe it or not, this is probably the most important day of his entire career. In fact, Ish was so impressed by his own human resilience that it inspired him for future videos.
Now, my way of remedying that cost was to make myself some sort of promise that I'm gonna use this experience and turn it into something good.
And the first thing that came to his mind was push-ups.
I don't know why push-ups, it's just, you know, it's just something good. Just anything good. I was grasping at straws at that time. I was just freaking desperate.
So he started doing them immediately on the floor of his room. At first, he could barely get through 10 per day. But after a few rough first days, he was even grinding up to 1,000 at his peak.
Basically, my philosophy was, I may have gotten kicked out of college, losing tens of thousands of dollars in that, and I may have lost $700, $600 to a scam tonight. But if I hadn't, I wouldn't be doing these push-ups right now.
Eventually, as his arms were burning from all the push-ups he did, a brilliant idea came to his mind.
What if I turn this into something a little more fun? What if I use my previous experience with Mr. Beast in Mr. Beast Gaming and make a video called
Mr. Beast, I will do 100,000 push-ups for one Prius.
How did you go from I should do push-ups so that something good comes out of this to I'll do 100,000 push-ups until Mr. Beast notices me.
God, that sounds so desperate. I realized that push-ups are like notoriously known for just being a difficult exercise. Push-ups are a notorious workout, and if I put a big number next to that, 100,000 push-ups, maybe I could get back into the graces of Mr. Beast and his team.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Prius! 100K! Yes!
Eventually, he would finally catch the attention of Mr. Beast.
Ish, since you wanted a Prius, I'm gonna give you a chance to win one. If you can make it to the end of this course without dying, I will give you your long-awaited Prius.
Oh man.
But this time, it was different. What gave you that idea that, like, if you lost this, then there was no going back, there was no second chances?
Well, because he told me that at the beginning of the challenge. He was like, okay, this is probably going to be the last time. This is your final chance to win a Prius.
And keep in mind, Ish was still studying at a different college during all of this. He was pursuing a degree in Associate of Arts as a backup after his last college kicked him out. So losing a free car here felt like it would be adding more on top of everything he lost. How nervous were you when you did the Mr. Beast obstacle course?
I was extreme. I didn't know what to expect. I was trying to find out as much information as possible because, again, if I fall and fail this challenge, imagine doing 100,000 push-ups over 3 months and then failing the challenge that you did before. That would be so embarrassing. I was really, really determined to win this freaking Prius once and for all.
Yes!
And he somehow did it. He actually won a freaking Prius. But wait, that's not a Prius. You see, if Ish had accepted a real car, he would have had to pay taxes for the gift, which was thousands of dollars in money that he did not have. But thankfully, the Mr. Beast team was kind enough to offer the Prius in cash form. Taxes evaded. With all this money now in his hands, Ish took his credit card, ready to walk to the nearest car dealership. But before he could, he stopped himself right at the door, looking at his computer. Instead of spending that money on the Prius, Ish decided to open up YouTube and see what were the most entertaining Minecraft videos were, eventually stumbling on Magic Gum's video of 100 players simulating civilizations in Minecraft. And that's when it hit him.
I am conducting a social experiment in Minecraft and I want you to join.
Ish was gonna take that idea and make his own civilization video, using all the video making skills from his Mineplex days and all the event planning skills he picked up in his Mr. Beast phase. However, Ish immediately stumbled upon roadblocks. To manage a server of 200 people was not a light task, and his prehistoric laptop from all those years could not handle it. So he spent the money he won on a brand new PC, buying all the best parts money could afford. He knew he was taking a massive risk. In fact, he was practically gambling with the money he just won. But he was too deep into this to back out now. He was going all in on this one video, despite expecting it to fail. Was there ever a fear of failure?
No. There was an anticipation and expectation of failure, not a fear.
And with all of his past failures, with this video sitting at a measly 2,000 views, how many people joined as a result of your first video?
Not too many, definitely not an overwhelming amount.
It really seemed like this was just gonna be another failure. But Ish still wanted to see it to the end.
I released that simultaneously alongside looking through my Discord friends lists and all the different communities I was a part of.
How long did it take to get all 200 people?
It took a lot to recruit enough people for that first video. I wasn't getting people flocking to it. I had to convince a lot of people to play. My IRL friends, Mr. Beast Gaming Winners, that group chat that I was in, a bunch of people from this... Yes, the GTA roleplay server.
But even as Ish barely hit the 200 mark, he was never fully confident with the video. You've mentioned that you made a bet, betting against yourself. that the video will get 2,000 views or less.
Yeah, because I think Magicum's video had several million views, and I think some people in my community were like, so how many million views do you think this is gonna get? And I'm like, guys, I had made like 500 Minecraft videos in the past. There's no way this gets even close to like 100,000 or a million views. 2,000 views is max.
But even with that bet against himself, with his mind prepared for failure, terrified of getting his hopes up, Ish still did everything he could to make this his best video yet. Even picking up news writing class, working as a managing editor for his college newspaper, just so he can improve his script writing abilities for this one Civ video.
At that point, I had only really known how to write like essay style writings, but taking journalism taught me a completely new way of writing with language meant to communicate meaning quickly to as many people as possible. That was definitely a more relevant writing style to what my videos would end up being, and I would say, yeah, it was quite good practice for my videos too.
It was all in the name of YouTube. He was still gonna make this work, no matter what it took. With all the pieces finally in place, now comes the final obstacle.
So the actual events took about 10 real-life days, and then followed by a several month-long editing process for that video.
And after months of hard work, after all that time and money invested, he had made his first Civ video. What was your reaction when you finally finished that first Civ video?
Again, no expectations releasing it. Maybe there's a little part of in the back of my mind like, oh, that Magicum video did real well, several million. Imagine if my video does just as well.
The first day would pass, barely 1,000 views. A week would pass, and as expected, the views never came. The video had flopped, and ironically, it was just enough to make him lose his bet.
I was completely correct about performance in like the first week or even 2 weeks. But then like the rate of growth typically at that point should stop, but it just kept growing consistently.
For the first time, he took a risk and it paid off. I wonder if this will motivate him to recklessly spend his money on something else. Why am I sounding Dr. Doofenshmirtz? But when Ish realized his newfound success, he actually wasn't too happy about it.
At that point, I had been trying to like get out of Minecraft and do more, we'll say serious topics, real life topics. But then I was drawn right back in and I knew, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be the Minecraft Civ guy. And part of me was like, oh dear lord, I was trying to get out of this.
Not to mention, Ish never actually expected this video to blow up. And that came with its own problems.
I didn't know Magicum at all at that point, so I was like, oh no, is he gonna be mad at me for copying him? He was not. He was, if anything, the opposite.
Because if I remember correctly, even the thumbnail had you asking Magicum for last minute advice on it. It's like you borrowed Magicum's video idea and then asked him for thumbnail advice. The lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch.
But I think that was also partially a play, like, would he react like, bro, I didn't give you permission, you can't do that? Or would he be like, oh, okay, cool. And it was definitely more of the second.
But the feeling of not wanting to be the Civ guy eventually lost. And the more Ish thought about it, the more he realized how much of a perfect fit Civ videos actually were for him. There's something I want to verify for a moment, so help me confirm if this is true.
Okay.
Grok, is this true? You see, Ish was fascinated with law, economics, and politics, which were basically the trifecta of a civilization. How do I know this? Well, his LinkedIn page mentions this. Why did I check his LinkedIn page? Because I have a strict sense of standards for my research. So subscribe for more in-depth video essays about people in Minecraft. Or, if you like fanboys.
Yeah, I've always been interested in real-life government, politics, economic systems. Basically, what is the best way to organize a system of governance and economics to maximize prosperity for the population? It sounds very god nerd emoji to that.
He was fascinated by the systems that hold society together. And his Civ videos were a way of seeing how they worked or fell apart in real time. You have the law, which is basically how each player like formed their governments and which became like tyrants and which just had anarchy. And then you had the economics, which was how they organized their resources. And then you had the politics, which is basically alliances, treaties, diplomacy. So I was thinking like these three interests kind of were basically a perfect match for your Civ videos, weren't they?
Yeah, and they still make up the core of my videos, I think. Even the most recent Purge event that I did. Yeah, foreshadowing again. It is these three things, the politics, the economics, and the law that players organize on their own, often are the source of all the cool story building and conflict that you see in my videos.
But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Which brings us to the second piece. Ish loved roleplaying. In-game, that is. Although, you said that you were into role-playing, but are you into role-playing? Wink, wink.
Oh, yeah.
So any single ladies out there, keep this in mind.
A lot of people play video games for different reasons. Some people just play to build, others play to beat the Ender Dragon and just beat the game. But then there's roleplay elements, and I've just always found that the most fun. That has definitely translated into my passion for making civilization events.
I think it's because you have like a pretty big interest in storytelling, and like role-playing feels like a part of like a big story.
Yep.
This was further evident by his favorite games. Club Penguin, GTA Roleplay, Minecraft, all had a sense of role-playing and storytelling. Even his other favorite, Clash of Clans, Cock, had some elements with the clan system.
XayXay, I bet you must have played before. Have you played? Jeez.
All of these interests hard carried his YouTube career. Sure, he had the hard work and some elements of luck to get his first viral video, but it was Ish making videos as someone genuinely invested in civilizations in more ways than one that kept him going. It allowed him to go into each video excited to see how everyone played their roles and how the three elements of each faction played out as time went on. And it was thanks to these interests that gave him one unfair advantage above all the other Civ creators. Well, two advantages. Looking like handsome Squidward if he was actually good at music definitely helps too. You see, when Ish finally found his passion, he made sure he was never too comfortable in his success after going through rock bottom. So he kept innovating, he kept taking risks and pushing the boundaries of the civilization genre. And ironically, his biggest risk was not having a single big objective. Sure, he picks the setting and records the event, but whatever the story is after that completely depends on the players. There's this theory I have, you're pretty hands-off with your approach at the start. Do you ensure that there is no big objective to strive towards because it makes the story more unpredictable, so that instead of everyone having one big goal, it's everyone having different ideas, different motives, all clashing with each other?
Yeah, I think for storytelling, that's my style. I don't like to set artificial objectives in my civilization events, mostly because that's not how real-life civilizations work. There's no god that comes down and says, you must create fire. There was nothing like that. I think it makes for a more compelling story when the players come up with their own objectives.
The way I would put it is like the audience can't predict what happens next if you can't predict what happens next.
True. That is very true as well, yeah. And that's simultaneously horrifying because during events, all the characters that have been like growing in popularity and are like becoming the main characters of the video, I'm watching them and I'm like, oh my gosh, they could die at any moment. And then the whole video changes. I try to be as hands-off as possible, but part of me is also like, oh my goodness, I really don't want to interfere, but at the same, it's eternal torture sometimes, these events, especially if like I know that someone important is like imminently in danger, but I just gotta stay hands off. I gotta resist the urge.
It is with this in mind that he even turns off mob spawn just so the deaths would be by natural causes or by natural causes, except the warden, because you know, it looks cool. But that's just the deal. But even that wasn't enough. Like the true gambler he is, Ish went even further, becoming the first YouTuber to expand the player count to 1,000. But he didn't do it alone. Oh no.
So I think one of my developers came to me and said there's this person who's working on something called multi-paper.
Very basically, it was a way to split the 1,000 players into 10 different servers with 100 players each, all synced and fused together in real time, ensuring zero lag.
And this developer who's working on this would be willing to work with us. Basically kind of use our events as sort of a test for their system as well, because not many people at the time were able to gather 1,000 people to play simultaneously in one event. So it was a mutual partnership we had there. 200 to the 1,000, 5x that? Holy, that would be revolutionary. That plus the opportunities for stories just grows massively in scale. The nations are all larger. There's more of them. More opportunities for drama and conflict and politics.
But all this server tech would be nothing if they were in the wrong hands. It was up to the developers to cook it, and it was up to Ish to pilot it. And piloted he YouTube kicked it. How do you come up with these ideas? Why prison as an idea?
I think I try to make my videos as universal as possible. I try to appeal to even the non-Minecraft audiences, and maybe that's why my videos have been successful. A simulation of a massive prison in a video game. You know, the stories are going to be compelling to, I think, anybody who watches the video, not just a gamer.
And he's right. Ish's broad appeal skyrocketed him to fame. His first Civ video hit 10 million views after a year, and his 1,000 player Civ video would hit the same 10 million in a month. It genuinely felt like nothing could stop him as he slowly rose to the top. But unfortunately, this story needs a third act. I mean, that success did not last for it. Civ videos were starting to become oversaturated. They were suffering the same fate as hardcore and 100-day videos. Popular Minecraft creators were moving on. Viewers themselves were also starting to move on. And with Magic Gum disappearing from his channel, only appearing in the comment section, like a house cat which goes missing for a few months and then comes back like nothing happened, Ish was becoming one of the last few creators left in the civilization sphere. As Civ started to fall out of trend and like some creators were moving on, how did it feel to be one of the few people like staying in the Civ genre? I mean, I spit Silver, but I don't watch his videos.
God, I'm telling him he said that. Oh.
Don't worry, I'll keep this in the video.
I think they just all moved on to different things. Magic Up's doing some really cool things IRL. Speed Silver is doing videos in other genres that are doing very, very well. Maybe I was just the one that refused to leave because I didn't know how to do anything else. Maybe that was it.
But to Ish, it wasn't just another trend. It was his passion. It was the genre that finally made him a YouTuber. It gave him 1 million subs and a whole community behind it. He finally found a place where he felt like he belonged. And now it felt like he might have to leave it. When you saw like everyone like moving on a bit, was there ever a point like I should jump off the Civ boat and try something new? And I should try experimenting something else now?
Yeah, and I think I did experiment a little bit. I tried posting some other videos, but ultimately, I did the Simon Says. I also did the Carl video. Those didn't do too well, so I'm like, yeah, maybe Civs is just Civ is the only thing that I like really know how to do, so I might as well stick with it.
Didn't do too well?
I get so much crap for this.
It's 200k and one. Your flop is my peak.
I know. I should clarify. Flop in comparison to the other videos.
But even with those flop in mind, the smart decision would be to pivot. Minecraft trends come and go, and Civ videos were just one trend in a massive sea of content. It was time to try something different. Rip off the band-aid and keep your channel alive. But no. Ish refused. He's basically the Anton Ego meme. I don't experiment, I don't pivot, and I don't try something new. I stick to Civ videos, and my video flops, my channel dies. Instead of all of that, in reaction to Civ videos falling out of favor, Ish would take a massive risk. Civ videos aren't the trend anymore? Ish didn't care. He was going to make it one. He was going to double, no, triple down on a 2-hour-long Civ video. A full movie-length video so grand that it single-handedly revives the whole genre. But he couldn't just make any video. 1,000 players? He did that already. A bigger island? No, he needs to do more than that. His next Civ video needs to be the best Civ video anyone will ever see. And so Ish leaned heavily into his 3 interests and came up with the most civilization video idea. How did you come up with rich versus poor? Was it planned from the start?
No. It was originally going to be a warm island, like desert jungle, versus a cold island, like snow. But then in a staff meeting, one of my admins, Windowbrick, was like, maybe we should just do like one island that's rich and one island that's poor. We were pretty set on the warm versus cold, but I had him make that map basically almost immediately. And yeah, I knew that was such a better concept. I give all the credit to my admin Windowbrick for that idea.
But he couldn't do this alone. He needed every ounce of help he could get. And so he had people help him with the applications, filtering out the PvP sweats, his words, not mine, and ensuring there's a healthy balance of builders, roleplayers, and grinders. He even hired editors to help him with the video. And after 6 months, the video was finally finished with his planning and filming. But Ish still wasn't satisfied, delaying the video once from his original plan of summer 2024, twice to winter 2024, twice to spring 2025, and thrice to summer 2025, sacrificing any sense of upload schedule for one video. My man, during all those delays, was there ever a voice in your head like, I need to get this video out already?
I don't think there was ever like a panic moment, but sure, maybe there might have been some moments like, I cannot make videos this long again. I knew that I wouldn't ever upload the video if I didn't think it was good, so I was never gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna make the first half real good and then the second half just bleh. I knew that once I committed, especially after the first few days, I'm like, okay, I'm in it for the long haul.
He was taking an even bigger risk, but in his eyes, it will all be worth it. How much money in total did everything cost you? Everything added together.
That video alone, 15,000, but when you add overhead and all the other costs and just general stuff like that, 25,000 is a very fair estimate.
Perfect for a thumbnail.
Perfect for you, yeah, I got you.
And after 2 years of production, 4 years of innovation, and 13 years of YouTube, Ish had done it. After all of that, how did it feel finally finishing that rich versus poor video? What were your thoughts when the video, were you terrified at first?
I'd say just more excited that this is finally out. I did like an IRL watch through of the video, so I had some faith as a result that this video would probably do pretty well.
Was there like a rough amount of views you were expecting?
I think in the first month, I was expecting anywhere from like 3 to 5 million. I would say, okay, I'm okay with that.
But no one, not even Ish, the guy who calls 1.2 million views a flop, could predict what happened next.
There is a video that came out in the last month that people who watch it are calling it the greatest YouTube video ever made.
I have been told by pretty much everyone that the follow-up is even better.
Supposedly there are some of the craziest plot twists, craziest storylines, and possibly the greatest ending ever seen on YouTube.
He made friends with Sap just so he could get access to his house.
That is genius.
He's running.
He's running. Yes. You can get away. You can do it, buddy. Let's go. He's on a boat. He's on a boat. He's getting away. He's getting away.
Yes. He's getting away.
Yes. Yes.
No way.
Wait.
No. No way. No way. No.
How does he keep surviving this?
Wait. What? Whoa. 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 Who died? Who died?
No.
Who died? Who was it?
Not doing stop dying. That was peak as I'm not lying.
Wow, dude.
For a YouTube video, maybe one of the best of all time.
I can't believe I'm forced to upload on the same website.
So now you've made a video so good that even Ludwig and Jacksepticeye have seen it. What are your plans to make a video even better than that?
I can't even begin to guess how I could possibly like surpass this. I think this is the peak. I really don't know how it could get more crazy than this.
for our video.
Toad.
And as our interview came to an end, I decided to ask him one final question. What advice would you give to someone trying to make their best work? And his answer was, don't be afraid to ask for help.
I like to rely on myself. If I succeed or if I fail, I just enjoy the fact that it was because of myself, it was because of my actions. But as my YouTube career has gotten bigger and bigger, I realized that if I want to make this a long-term thing, I can't do it all on my own, and off-sourcing tasks that typically only I would do myself has been not just a logistical challenge, but also a mental challenge, like, because I've always been super reliant on myself and not trusting of others to do tasks that I really want to do myself. But letting go of that has been super fulfilling because the people on my team have done such an amazing job, and in fact, much better than I think I could have ever done. My applications team, our moderators, our event staff, our developers, our administration team, and my production team, and my editor, so many people I've trusted now at this point throughout this YouTube journey. They are responsible for my success. If I were to do everything myself, it would be 5 years instead of 2. Or if anything, maybe the video wouldn't even come out at all. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. It was one of the best decisions I've made, and I do not regret it.
I would have gone with tax evasion is based.
Yes. IRS, I'm joking.
If you've enjoyed this video, then check out this video about Tommy Innit. And a massive thank you to my YouTube members: Aria for Real, BearlyBearrr, Sinfinite1, FishStep5406, Miyuki Takara, personanormal, Raykagor, Spectere, Splulu, TheFlyingFire, and the Irish Texan. Thank you all.